What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're making yet another protein pizza that you don't gotta feel guilty about eating. We'll be making a French bread pizza, which if you've never had one, you are in for a treat. And if you have had one, you realize how much of a delicacy these can be. Not only are we gonna load this down with everything that makes a pizza amazing, I'm telling you that this is by far one of the easiest recipes you will ever do. We will be eating like royalty in under 20 minutes. If you've been looking for a creative way to still have pizza while not throwing yourself off your diet, then I'm telling you, this is the video for you. And as always, if you want all the recipes on this channel broken down and easy to use guide, don't forget my cookbook is available at the first link in the description box. The goal of these videos and this channel is to make dieting something that is fun and sustainable long term. I'm telling you, when you're eating foods that you actually enjoy and you're following the rules in here, dieting has never been easier. Mark my words, link in description. You get it one time, you get every future recipe I have for free. All right, guys, if you're ready to see just how easy this is, follow me to the kitchen. Now, the first thing we'll want to do is grab a loaf of French bread from the grocery store. You should be able to find these pre-made in the bakery section. Not only can we get multiple pizza crusts out of this, these are super cheap. I only paid $1.50 for this. Now what I'm gonna do here is take a look at it and see which side of it I think is gonna be better for our pizzas. And I'm kind of going with this thinner side right here, but really either way you do it's not gonna matter. So I'm just gonna take a knife, make a cut right down the middle, just like that. Now that I got my half here, what I wanna do, put it on its side, take my knife, line it up with the middle, and slowly work this and split it in half. And once you get your knife all the way through, you can split them and voila, we got two crusts right here. And then now for accountability purposes, I do want to weigh my bread because I'm trying to get 100 grams even. Lay that on. That is actually perfect. That one is 100 grams. This one right here, 113. So what I'll do is just trim a tiny bit off the edge like so. Sit it back on the scale. It's 97 grams, which is good enough for me. And now we're gonna do a little trick to flatten these out a little bit and make them even more crispy when we bake them. So if you look here, we got all this soft bread right in the middle. What'll happen is this will get soggy unless we do this little trick. So we'll just take these, sit them right in a baking sheet, then we'll grab another baking sheet that is the same size, we'll sit it on top, and we will press down on our bread halves. And after we give it a nice little firm press, we'll remove the top. And as you can see, we have more surface area, and now the bread is more dense, which is gonna keep it from getting soggy and really help crisp it up. Now, when it comes to building these, we're gonna do it a little bit differently than we would a regular pizza. And that, once again, is to preserve the crunchiness of the bread and make sure it doesn't get too moist. So we wanna create a protective layer between the sauce and the bread. So what I'm gonna do is get some fat-free mozzarella cheese and sprinkle it on top of each piece of bread. Each individual pizza will get 112 grams in total. So we're gonna be splitting the cheese up. So it's a safe bet to put about 56 grams right here as this first layer and save the other half for when we finish her up. And then once we have our base layer of cheese established, I'm just gonna take a little garlic powder and sprinkle it right on top of the cheese. That way it melts together, creates some really good flavor. And then once I've done that, I'm gonna take some 0-calorie butter spray and hit the top of this cheese with a light coating. What this is gonna do is when we put this in the oven, it's gonna make that cheese melt even better and lock in a butter flavor right underneath all the toppings. I'm telling you, this is a great step here. You don't have to do it, but I promise you won't hate it if you do. What I'm gonna do now is just toss this in the oven at 425 degrees for about 4 or 5 minutes. Wait for that cheese to melt, lock in that protective coating on top of the bread, and then, ladies and gentlemen, we can build. And boom, after 5 minutes, we have a nice, melted, garlicky, buttery cheese layer right on top of our bread. I wanna give a shout out to Kenji's cooking show on YouTube for the tip. And from this point, ladies and gentlemen, you can build this pizza however you'd like, but for this video, I'm just gonna go traditional. So I'm gonna grab a jar of marinara sauce, which I highly recommend. If you just buy a store-bought marinara, it's gonna be pretty low in calorie. Some of those other sauces sneak in unwanted oils. You're gonna get a lot of fat and calories that way. If you go with a plain marinara, it's gonna put you in a good spot. So using my food scale, I'm just gonna weigh out 62 grams of marinara sauce, sit it right on top of our French bread, and then once we got it weighed out, I'm just gonna go in and spread it edge to edge. This may seem like a lot of sauce, but I'm telling you, we got a lot of crispy bread here. You're really gonna want that. It's gonna make this whole thing that much more delicious. And now that the marinara is spread out, we're gonna go back to the fat-free mozzarella. Since we used the first half of our 112 grams of cheese on that first layer, we should have an even amount to spread right on top. And I understand some people might be watching my channel for the first time. You might not be familiar with fat-free cheese, but essentially what happens is when they remove all the fat from the cheese, all that is left is really just the protein and some leftover carbs. So think of it as like a whey protein, but in cheese form. This is a great way to add more protein to your diet, make your foods more thermogenic in general, while still enjoying what you love. Now that we got the cheese spread, what I'm gonna do is a little trick to make sure this cheese melts perfectly. What I'm gonna do is take a can of nonstick cooking spray and just hit the cheese with a light little coating. What that'll do is add a little moisture to that cheese and really help break it down in the oven. Then the final finishing touch on these is gonna be 7 grams of turkey pepperoni. These are a great pepperoni alternative that's gonna be lower in calories, higher in protein, and honestly, once you try them, you're not even gonna be able to taste a difference. And now that these are assembled, all we wanna do is toss them in the oven at 425 degrees for 6, 7, 8 minutes. Really, once that cheese is melted and that bread looks crispy, you're gonna be good to go. So let's toss these in. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you guys shortly. And after 7 minutes in the oven, you can see how beautiful this turned out. That cheese is melting, literally running down the sides. The bread has a nice crispy edge on it. This is literally perfect. All we're gonna do is add a little bit of dried oregano right on top. And we're gonna follow that up with a tiny bit of grated Parmesan cheese for a little flavor kick. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is protein pizza perfected. Get a load of this. Not only do we have healthy, better for you, high protein pizzas, but we were able to put this together in around 20 minutes. I wanna show you guys just how crispy these get, man. So I'll just take a slice right here. Ooh, listen to that. Get a load of this. You got the crispy bread on the outside, you got the cheese layer underneath, the sauce, the pepperonis, everything about this. You feel the bread right there. It's crispy, just how we want it. And overall, I guarantee if you take the time to make this, you're absolutely gonna love it. And no one that you make it for will have any idea that it's the healthy, better for you version. And now that we got these put together, I think it's time to break down the numbers, the macros, and just exactly what you're getting in each one of these pizzas. If you made it this far into the video, if you could hit that thumbs up button for me, that would mean a lot. Subscribe for more amazing recipes. Comment down below if you have a favorite food you want to see me make. And without further ado, let's keep this going. Now, before we get to breaking this down, I gotta let you guys know about something very important happening tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central, and that is the launch of our newest flavor of Anabar, the milk chocolate campfire s'mores. Basically, if you like milk chocolate, you like marshmallows, you like graham crackers, and you like protein bars that actually taste freaking amazing, then you're gonna wanna snag one of these. We have very limited inventory. We're expecting to sell out pretty quick, so you might wanna set a reminder on your phone. Once again, tomorrow, November 4th, 4 p.m. Central, this flavor's dropping, and I'm telling you, if you've been looking for a protein bar that actually tastes good, one that you look forward to eating much like a dessert, then this is the brand you want to try. On bossperformance.com, code RJF10 will save you 10%. You want to be there because if this is anything like the last launches we've done, these are not going to last long. And keep in mind, if you've been looking for Turk, which is the newest, craziest muscle building supplement out, we'll be launching that tomorrow as well. So the discount code works for both. Appreciate all the support. I'm telling you, if you give this a shot, you are going to love it. Now, when we get to breaking down these French bread pizzas, you can actually see, I'm not sure if you can tell from the camera, but these are actually pretty big, and what we end up getting here is a lot of volume. I've been working on these for the past week or so, been eating for dinner just about every single night, and if there's one thing that these do, it's that they fill you up. You eat one of these, you are going to be stuffed. I'm not sure what it is about using this over a regular pizza crust, but I'm telling you, if your goal is to feel full and get in protein, you're gonna love this. I mean, look how big that is, man. I'm not sure when the last time you had one of these is, but these are absolutely incredible. I am going to do something in this video that I have never done in a recipe video before. I might get some crap for it, but I'm not actually going to eat this on camera. The reason being, I don't know if you watched a few videos back, I was talking about I was experimenting with alternate day fasting. I was doing 40-hour fasts and things of that nature. Well, today I am actually fasting, so there's gonna be no live taste test, but I promise you guys, I've eaten enough of these. Last night I actually had 2 of these exactly like this. It is a phenomenal recipe, and I know if you give it a shot, you are going to love it. I definitely rate this a 10 out of 10 no matter what. And really right now, I want to eat this, but that's where the fasting comes into play. It's a mental battle, but one that I'm finding right now is really helping me find a little more balance in my life. If you want to see a video on what I've been doing with fasting, what I'm taking while I fast, the rules, my exact protocol, y'all let me know in the comments below. And I want to apologize again. I'm telling you, this is freaking incredible, and I'm not going to eat it, so I'm a little depressed on that. But anyways, when it comes to breaking down each one of these French bread pizzas, if you make it exactly how I did it for the entire thing, what you end up with is only 500 calories, 4 grams of fat, 49 grams of protein, 67 grams of carbs, 0 grams of fiber. So in one of of these big bad boys, you're getting 49 grams of protein, 500 calories. So technically, if you watch my shredding diet videos, you know I like to shred down around 2,000 calories a day. If I ate 4 of these, right, if I had one for breakfast, one for lunch, one for dinner, and one for a midnight snack, I would hit all of my goals. I would hit 2,000 calories and I would hit 196 grams of protein, which is perfect. I always tell people you do not gotta overthink this entire process. Just because this is bread, just because there's cheese on this and pepperonis does not mean that it's bad for you. It's all about the overall composition of the foods you are eating. What are the macros? What are the calories? And are you hitting your specific goals? So as I always say, don't overthink it. This diet, eating like this, literally changed my life. And I know if you give it a try and you follow the rules and you make the recipes for at least a week, you will see results. I guarantee it. And for those of you that have my cookbook, the RJF Anabolic Cookbook, it has been updated. So this exact recipe is now in there. What you gotta weigh out, the step-by-step instructions, everything that you gotta do. And for those of you that haven't seen my videos on how to figure out how many calories you need in a day, it's got all that broken down right in here. So you get this, you make the recipes, you figure out your numbers, you hit them, it's gonna work, I guarantee it. Link in description, you won't regret it. Well, this is kind of sad because I really wanna eat this, but I can't. So once again, I apologize for that. I'm telling you, I really do wanna eat this, but I got about 20 some hours left on my fast. And if I eat this now, then I failed it. So let me know if you guys wanna see a video on that. Once again, don't forget tomorrow, November 4th, 4 p.m. Central, s'mores and a bar is dropping. You wanna be there. Hit that thumbs up button, comment down below, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I'll see each and every one of you at the next video. See you guys. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, and keep in mind, you make these and you don't eat them right away, you can put them in Tupperware, you can wrap them in foil like I'm gonna do, toss them back in the oven for 5, 6, 7 minutes, let that cheese remelt, and they'll be good the next day. So it's a good meal prep recipe too. Little pro tip for you. Later, guys.